mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great. So you know what I'm saying, I'm with it. So I'll be going for Bud. If he fight Canelo.
Maybe he's a little overrated.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good. Really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants.
Errol Spence Jr. has finally broken his silence after joining Terence Crawford in training camp ahead of the highly awaited showdown with Canelo Alvarez. Offering his first words since teaming up with his former rival, Spence praised Crawford's focus, work ethic, and mindset going into the biggest fight of his career. The unexpected partnership between the two has turned heads in the boxing world, showing mutual respect and a shared goal of making history.
Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. As simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you push for?
No, I didn't.
And is any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
No, it's not.
A lot of fighters would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
Spence Jr. has shown respect for Crawford ahead of his big fight with Canelo Alvarez, calling him a strong dude. Spence, who struggled with timing and took a lot of punishment in their 2023 fight, used those two words to sum up Crawford's power in the ring. He also pointed out that Canelo once moved up in weight just like Crawford is doing now, which is why Spence believes Bud has a real shot at pulling it off.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? If Crawford wanna challenge himself to be great, let him try to be great. So you know what I'm saying, I'm with it. So I'll be going for Bud. If he fight Canelo, I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but I definitely be going for Crawford. I think if anybody can pull it off, he can pull it off.
Yeah. But no,
He's chasing greatness, so why not? Canelo came up to 175 and all that, and fought Kovalev and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, he started at 147. So I mean, if he's doing it, why can't Crawford do it?
So recently, Errol Spence just backed Terence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez in the upcoming fight, September the 13th. And now you got a whole lot of people making a whole lot of noise about it, which is crazy because if y'all remember, Errol Spence, he been calling out Canelo Alvarez for years. Remember when Canelo Alvarez was still at 160, Errol was saying that he'll move up to 160 just to fight Canelo Alvarez. I guess because he's seen something in Canelo that he can exploit. And being as though that Terence beat the shot at Errol Spence last year, I guess he felt like he can do the same thing to him too.
Crawford is taking a big risk to make history, moving up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed super middleweight title on September 13th, 2025. This fight is being called one of the biggest in boxing. However, when it comes to a rematch with Spence Jr., Crawford made it clear he's not interested. He simply refused the idea.
Terence Bud Crawford is aiming for a Canelo Alvarez clash at 168 to become undisputed for a third time in a third weight division, something that has never been done. They're talking about Canelo Alvarez's 2 fights this year in May and September is going to be potentially versus Jamal Charlo and Terence Crawford in September on the back end. For Canelo, of course, we want to see him fight David Benavidez, David Morrell, dig what I'm saying? But so I know, this might not be what y'all want to see from Canelo, but for Terence Crawford, I like the idea. It looks like Errol Spence is going to do other things as opposed to fighting Terence Crawford in a rematch. So Terence Crawford in the gym right now, getting ready, staying prepared. And I would like to see him challenge himself versus Canelo. He done did everything else in the sport. And I mean,
Bernard Hopkins highlighted the brutal toll Crawford took on Spence in their previous fight, saying it was like 3 fights just in one, and it took 4 fights out of Spence. Hopkins emphasized that as a seasoned fighter, he knows how such a brutal beating can rob years, or at least key prime years, from a boxer's career. Though the damage may not be obvious now, it can diminish a fighter's trajectory.
Crawford.
Believe Crawford, even though, fought twice, throughout the year, Crawford, was...
But look where he beat.
Undisputed.
Look where he beat. Look where he beat. What he did to Spence and how he did it. That's 3 fights to me. And it took 4 fights out of Spence, right? I'm a fighter, so I can tell you when you get punished like that.
Yeah, I was there ringside watching the fight.
It takes a few
was
years
different.
out of you. Don't see the years right now, but it sort of takes something out of that person going forward. They still can beat some fights, but it really put a bruise on. You didn't see Spence fight yet, did you?
No.
Did you hear him name opponent for him to potentially fight? It's been quiet. You see the weight he gained?
Shakur Stevenson doesn't hold back while predicting this mega showdown. He insists Crawford could not only beat Canelo, but might even stop him. Stevenson has long believed Crawford's boxing IQ, southpaw movement, and power make him the superior fighter, and he's been vocal about it for years. He's made his stance crystal clear, saying Crawford can stop Canelo and, more emphatically, Bud gonna cook Canelo, suggesting a potential knockout is within reach. In Stevenson's eyes, Crawford's technique and adaptability could turn what seems impossible into an upset win.
I think Bud gonna cook Canelo. I think he's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would like apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's like physically kind of big, but like height-wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so, no.
Corey, how you got a decision to stop it? Because Bradman and Boozy think that Bud actually might stop it.
Me and Boozy talked about that. That's crazy. Me and him got on the phone and talked about it, but I think that's possible. Like, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I think it's a possibility if Canelo gets to acting out of line and not understanding that Bud could crack too. So
Michael Jai White, the martial artist and actor who portrayed Mike Tyson in HBO's biopic, confidently backs Crawford over Canelo in their coming showdown. In an interview, White dismissed Canelo as the favorite, saying simply no, and compared the matchup to the Mayweather-Canelo bout, with Crawford's speed and unconventional style giving him the edge. He praised Crawford's agility and ring craft, envisioning him outpointing Canelo much like Mayweather did, despite Canelo's improvements.
Canelo versus Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
Do you feel that Canelo's gonna win?
No.
Really?
No.
So you would put your money on Crawford?
Yes.
You'd make money. Just put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think Crawford's gonna beat him?
Because Crawford could find people to fight like Canelo, who is amazing. Canelo has he evolved. I saw how he evolved defensively and everything. I just don't think he's as fast as Crawford. And I think Crawford is just a little step ahead as far as movement is concerned. And so I think it's going to be Mayweather Canelo Part 2. That's what I think. Crawford ain't gonna knock him out, but I don't know if Canelo's gonna land very solidly on Crawford. Canelo's way better now, but I still think there's an edge. It won't necessarily be exactly like that, but I think he'll edge him out point-wise. All you need is that little bit of an edge, and I think Crawford has that.
Former champion Antonio Tarver has also shared a bold opinion about the upcoming fight. He believes Crawford can beat Canelo if he can handle Canelo's power at 168 pounds. Tarver points out that Crawford has top-level boxing skills, but the big question is whether he can take the strong punches that come with moving up in weight. If Crawford can deal with Canelo's power, Tarver feels confident that everything else, like speed, ring smarts, and accuracy, will give Crawford the edge to pull off a big upset. However,
Terence got to be Terence, bro. He's a real deep thinker. He processed fights like nobody else. And he's processed this Canelo fight. He's seen it. He went through it 2 or 3 times already. He knows how this ends. You can tell the way he shadow boxes. He visualizing Canelo being right there in front of him. You understand? Look at the movement. That's all you got to do. Look at the movement. And that's the type of master boxer that Canelo is going to be facing. And the only thing I say is Canelo hasn't faced an opponent like this in a long time. You know what I mean? I think Canelo's going to have to go back to the Caleb Plant fight and look that good, that active, that, you feel me, moving with that type of grace to beat Terrence Crawford. Because weight ain't going to make the difference. It ain't going to be the weight. It's going to be the skill set.
Israel Madrimov, who lost to Crawford in 2024, disagrees, offering a brutally honest take on Crawford's next super middleweight showdown with Canelo Alvarez. He said, "It's a very different weight class. Canelo will win, I think by decision." Madrimov points to size as a decisive factor, believing that while Crawford has power, intelligence, and experience, the physical gulf at 168 pounds favors Canelo.
If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think.
Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, what do you think about that fight if they did fight? Looks like it's up for September.
Good fight. You know, if 168 pounds, I think it's Canelo, but it's Canelo better technique because 50-50. If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think. If knockout, it's Canelo.
What makes Crawford so difficult to fight against?
He has power, smart, in more practical.
He has more experience. He's very experienced.
Former world champion Amir Khan, who has faced both fighters, confidently declares it'll be an easy night for Crawford. He highlights Bud's blend of elite skill, accuracy, footwork, boxing IQ, and slickness, stating Crawford is far harder to hit than Canelo ever was.
I think that Crawford could beat him because Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit for. I think that fight, if it does happen, as long as Crawford stays away and just boxes and be smart, he can win that fight. I think Crawford's a better fighter than Charlo, and he's a smart fighter as well. He switches and everything, so that would be a very good fight.
You fought them both. Like, what are the differences between them?
Canelo's strong and he's easily hit. Very easily hit, very easily. Compared to when I fought against Crawford, I couldn't hit clean. They both hit hard because, and you can see the strength when I was fighting against Crawford. He is very strong as well. So look, yeah, but why does he need to give that much away? He's pound for pound #1 in the world. Why does he have to go for fighting Canelo?
While acknowledging Canelo's powerful punches, Khan insists Crawford does hit hard too, and timing could favor him, as Canelo isn't the same fighter he was in 2016. If Crawford can avoid getting caught by Canelo's big shots, Khan concludes, Crawford wins the fight easily.
With Canelo, is it so substantially bigger than all the other fights?
It was like ×4.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
×3, 4, yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Crazy money.
He's such a draw,
so
isn't
when that deal was put to me, and I was like, it was about like 11M.
Wow.
Plus pay-per-view.
I didn't even want to talk to them.
11, 12, call it.
We appreciate
that for the
second. Absolutely, yeah.
11, 12 million, yeah. So when you look at that, you think, if I had to look at it this way, if I had to fight, I have to fight Danny Garcia, Kotelnik, Zab Judah, Peterson, and maybe like a Greco, 5-5.
All to make that much dough.
No, and that's not it's not the fight that's hard. It's the training camps.
Yeah.
So when you get an opportunity like that, you're gonna take it because you know that it's only one fight. Whereas instead of you taking 5 fights, now Canelo knocked me out, fine, knocked me out with one shot. You know what I mean? But you probably take more damage than all them.
Joe Rogan has also made it clear he's rooting for Crawford in the highly awaited showdown. He empathetically declared, "I like Crawford," despite widespread concerns about size and power margins. He praises Crawford as the best at switch hitting, capable of seamlessly switching between southpaw and orthodox while maintaining elite ring IQ. Rogan also expressed the only reservation that he hopes Crawford is big enough for Canelo because Canelo hits really hard.
which I think is really interesting. The Crawford-Canelo fight.
Beyond interesting. Fascinating.
Because how does Crawford compete with that size? Crawford is leapfrogging. He goes to super middleweight.
47 to 54 and now to 68.
And the Madrimov fight in 54 is a difficult fight.
Yeah. So who do you like in Canelo versus Crawford?
Well, I'm a giant Crawford fan because I think he's the best switch hitter since Marvin Hagler. I also think he's one of those guys that if you tell him he can't do something, he wants to show you and shock the world.
1000%.
I also think Canelo is slowing down, and Canelo is more of a one-punch fighter now than the combination fighter he was when he was younger.
Renowned trainer Teddy Atlas firmly backs Crawford to beat Canelo. He believes Crawford, now armed with experience from facing elite fighters at 147 and 154 pounds, has elevated his game and will only improve moving up to 168. Atlas emphasizes Crawford's speed, ring IQ, and adaptability, likening his skills to those of Sugar Ray Leonard and calling him special, even more so than Canelo.
Maybe he's a little overrated.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good. Really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. And I think he has it. Canelo's really good. He's tremendous. But could he be a tiny bit overrated? The greatness is within Crawford. It's in his desire. It's in his mind. It's in his makeup, where he came from. I know he's moving up in weight class. Can he carry it? But those intangibles, I believe that he has them.
Oscar de la Hoya has been critical of both the fight and its promotion. He acknowledges Terence Crawford's ambition and mastery, but questions whether he has the power and durability to withstand Canelo's relentless pressure, noting that the welterweight may struggle after round 6 or 7. De la Hoya also lambasted the staged feel of the press conferences, calling live dinner snaps and shoves a fake drama, insisting fans deserve a war, not a promotional charade.
Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov. Life and death with Madrimov. What do you think Canelo's going to do to him? Run him out of the ring. You know what's laughable also? Dana White being named the promoter of this fight, considering he's never been in the boxing space. Has no stable of boxers. He didn't negotiate and is being handed this fight on a silver platter and called promoter. He's the trust fund baby of boxing. That's it. The trust fund baby of boxing. And get this. The fight will take place during the day on September 13th in Las Vegas. During the day. So Canelo will fight during the day on Netflix just to accommodate UFC Noche later that evening on a different network. So does that mean this fight isn't important? Do they not give a about the fans or viewership? Why is it that Canelo has to fight during the day on Mexican Independence Weekend? And UFC with a roster of names I've never heard of is going on prime time. Cinco de Mayo. He's fighting in Riyadh, and now he's fighting during the day on the biggest weekend in boxing. Yeah, Canelo will fight anywhere. Anytime he's told, because he doesn't give a all he cares is about the money. Doesn't give a fans.
Jaron Boots Ennis, currently the IBF welterweight champion, believes Crawford is making a risky decision by jumping 2 weight classes to face Canelo. Ennis cautioned that Crawford should take a tune-up bout at 160 pounds to acclimate to bigger opponents. You gotta lean more towards Canelo. He's been putting big guys out, and Crawford's a little smaller. He stressed Canelo's power and experience at super middleweight, noting the Mexican has knocked out much larger fighters. Ennis's message is clear. Crawford should stay sharp and build momentum before diving into that mega fight. As the mega showdown with Crawford looms, Canelo has also entered full beast mode. Fans were stunned after witnessing his ultra-toned physique following his final training session. His sharp definition and power-packed conditioning signal a fighter entering his most formidable form yet. Behind the scenes, Canelo's intense regimen of early morning runs, explosive power circuits, core conditioning, and sparring with Olympic standout Darrell Valsant has left even his team shaken by the sheer ferocity of his preparation.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo because, like I said before, he
he been putting big guys out and down. And Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe. And he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it. So, so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm up fight. At like 60 or like at least at 60, just to get his body, the feeling of somebody a little bit bigger, and things like that. I know when you go up a weight, you gotta, develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavier and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now. But I think he should, just to stay sharp and that way he don't have like a long layoff or anything like that.
Fan response to the fight is split. Many criticized Canelo's last bout versus William Skull as pure trash, a record-setting snoozer with minimal punches, heightening skepticism about this mega matchup. Crawford's training and size gain have drawn concern, with fans questioning whether his jump to 168 pounds affects his speed and power. Social media buzz includes memes mocking the hype and speculation that press conference stunts like Canelo's shove were staged to build drama. Other fans remain intrigued, split over whether Crawford's agility or Canelo's strength will prevail.
Canelo is so predictable, dude. You know a hook is coming. You know when the right hand is coming. You know he's going down to the body. He gives it away. There's a tail with him. There really is. And it's usually off the high guard. He comes in, he marches forward, then boom. Crawford's gonna be able to see all of that. He's too knowledgeable inside the ring. His IQ is too high. If he can avoid the shots, avoid the big bum, and not get knocked out, he can outbox Canelo. It doesn't matter. He don't have to knock him out. He can outbox him, outpoint him. So that's my opinion, bro. That's what I think about.
What do you think about Spence Jr.'s take on the fight? Do you think Crawford is strong enough to take down Canelo? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.